Manchester United vs Everton preview. Bryan Mbeumo set for debut as Amorim's perfect US tour. Welcome back to United News, your go-to source for all the latest Manchester United updates. As we head into the final match of United's US pre-season tour, there's plenty to get excited about. Bryan Mbeumo is finally set to make his debut, and the team is looking to make it 3 wins from 3 against Everton tonight. With kickoff at 10 p.m. British Summer Time in Atlanta, this could be the perfect way to end what's been a very encouraging tour of America. But what team will Ruben Amorim pick? And what does this match tell us about United's plans for the new season? Let's break it all down. The big news: Bryan Mbeumo finally gets his chance. The headline story is that Bryan Mbeumo is set to make his Manchester United debut tonight. Bryan Mbeumo will be granted his first minutes in a Manchester United shirt as Ruben Amorim plays his third and final preseason fixture in the United States, with head coach Ruben Amorim confirming he is excited to finally see the Cameroonian in action. This is huge news for United fans who have been waiting to see their new signing in action. Mbeumo joined from Brentford in a big money move, but he's had to wait for his chance while getting up to fitness. Why has it taken so long for Mbeumo to play? Well, transfer business can be complicated. His move was only cleared just before the tour started, and Amorim has been sensible about bringing him into the squad gradually. The manager has been letting Mbeumo catch up with his fitness and get used to how United play. That's smart management. There's no point rushing a player back if he's not ready. But now the wait is over. Mbeumo will finally get to show United fans what he can do, and everyone is excited to see how he fits into Amorim's system. How United have done so far in America. Before we look ahead to the Everton game, let's talk about how United have performed on this US tour. The results have been excellent: 2 wins from 2 games against West Ham and Bournemouth. But it's not just the results that have impressed fans. It's been the way United have played that's got people excited. Against West Ham, United were excellent for large parts of the game. The team looked organized, they created chances, and they played some really good football. Yes, the usual preseason substitutions disrupted the flow later on, but that's normal in friendlies. The 4-1 win over Bournemouth was even better. United dominated that game, and the scoreline didn't flatter them at all. They could have scored more goals if they'd wanted to. For fans who watched United struggle through last season's disappointing campaign, these performances have been like a breath of fresh air. There's definitely reason for optimism heading into the new season. What this Everton game means. Tonight's match against Everton is the final game of United's US tour, and it's important for several reasons. First, United can make it 3 wins from 3. That would be the perfect way to end the American leg of preseason. It would send the players and fans home in great spirits. Second, this is one of only 2 more friendlies United have before the season starts properly. After tonight, there's just the Community Shield against Arsenal in 2 weeks' time. So every minute of game time is valuable for getting players match fit. Third, this is a chance for players to stake their claim for places in the starting 11. With the new season approaching fast, everyone wants to impress the manager. Fourth, it's the perfect opportunity to see how Bryan Mbeumo fits into the team. His debut could give us a glimpse of how United will line up once the competitive matches start. Predicted team changes and decisions. So what team will Amorim pick for tonight's game? There are some interesting decisions to make. In goal, there might be a surprise. Altay Bayındır has been United's clear second-choice goalkeeper since joining from Fenerbahçe. But there are reports that Amorim might be having second thoughts about the pecking order. Tom Heaton was solid against Bournemouth and showed he still has what it takes despite his age. Could Amorim promote the veteran to second-choice keeper? It would be quite a U-turn, but Heaton's experience might be valuable. In defense, Lenny Yoro, Harry Maguire, and Luke Shaw started against Bournemouth as a back 3. This combination worked well, but there are concerns about Shaw's workload. The left-back has had injury problems in recent years, so it would be smart to manage his minutes carefully in pre-season. Aiden Heaven could come in to replace Shaw and give the youngster some valuable experience. In the wing-back positions, Ahmad should return after his goal in midweek. He's been one of United's best performers on this tour and deserves to keep his place. Patrick Dorgu has also impressed on the left side and should retain his spot. In midfield, Manuel Ugarte and Kabi Menu could start together. This partnership has the potential to be really exciting. Ugarte brings energy and pressing, while Menu has the technical skills to control games. The big attacking decisions. The really interesting decisions come in attack, and this is where Bryan Mbeumo comes into the picture. Matheus Cunha missed the Bournemouth game due to fatigue, but he should be fresh and ready to start tonight. The Brazilian has looked impressive in his early appearances and will be eager to build on that. But where does Mbeumo fit in? The prediction is that he probably won't start, which makes sense for his first game back. More likely, he'll come off the bench to get some minutes and show what he can do. That means Bruno Fernandes could start alongside Cunha in the attacking midfield roles. These two were excellent together against West Ham, linking up well and creating chances. Giving them another game together could help build that partnership. Up front, Rasmus Højlund will be desperate to start and impress. This is a crucial time for the young Danish striker. Why this game matters for Højlund? Preseason is always important for any player, but it's especially crucial for Rasmus Højlund right now. United are actively looking for a new striker in the transfer market. We've seen all the stories about Benjamin Sesko and Alexander Isak. The club clearly wants more options up front. For Højlund, that's both a challenge and an opportunity. The challenge is that his place in the team isn't guaranteed anymore. The opportunity is to show that United don't need to buy a new striker because they already have one. Højlund had a mixed first season at Old Trafford. He showed flashes of his potential, but he also looked like a player who needed time to adapt to English football. That's completely normal for a young player making a big move. But now he's had a year to settle in. He knows what Premier League football is like. He understands how United play. There are no more excuses. It's time to show what he can really do. If Højlund can have a strong preseason and start the new campaign well, it might convince United that they don't need to spend big money on another striker. But if he struggles, it could speed up their search for a new number 9. What to watch for tonight? When United take on Everton tonight, there are several things to keep an eye out for. First, how does Bryan Mbeumo look when he comes on? He's had limited time to prepare, so don't expect miracles. But fans will want to see his pace, his movement, and how he fits into United's attacking patterns. Second, how does the team perform as a unit? United have looked good in their first 2 tour games, but Everton will provide a different test. The Toffees are a Premier League team with quality players, so they won't be pushovers. Third, watch the fitness levels. It's been a long tour, and some players might be feeling the effects of jet lag and heavy training sessions. Amorim will want to see his players maintain their intensity for the full 90 minutes. Fourth, keep an eye on the tactical setup. Amorim has been experimenting with different formations and player combinations. Tonight's game could give us more clues about his preferred system for the new season. The bigger picture. While tonight's game is just a friendly, it's part of a bigger picture for Manchester United. This US tour has been about more than just playing matches. It's been about building team spirit, working on tactics, and getting players fit for the new season. From what we've seen so far, it's been a success on all fronts. The performances have been encouraging, the new signings are starting to settle in, and there's a positive feeling around the camp. That's exactly what Amorim would have wanted from this trip. But the real test comes when the competitive matches start. Preseason form doesn't always translate to league success. United fans have learned that lesson the hard way in recent years. Still, there are genuine reasons to be optimistic. The football has been better, the players look motivated, and there's a clear plan for how the team wants to play. Looking ahead to the new season. After tonight's game against Everton, United will have just one more friendly before the season starts properly. The Community Shield against Arsenal. That match will be at Wembley, and it will be the first real test of how United stack up against top-level opposition. Arsenal finished above United last season and will be determined to win their first trophy under Mikel Arteta. But based on what we've seen in America, United should go into that game with confidence. The team looks fitter, sharper, and more organized than they did for much of last season. The question is whether they can maintain these standards when the pressure really ramps up. Friendly matches are one thing, but Premier League games are completely different. squad depth and rotation. One thing that's become clear during this US tour is that United have decent squad depth now. The signings of players like Mbeumo, Cunha, and others have given Amorim more options. That's crucial for a long season where injuries and fatigue will inevitably take their toll. Tonight's game will be another chance to see how different combinations work together. With so many new players still settling in, these preseason games are vital for building understanding and chemistry. The more options Amorim has, the better United's chances of having a successful season. Last year, injuries to key players often left the team looking thin in certain positions. That shouldn't be as much of a problem this time around. Final thoughts before kickoff. As we prepare for tonight's match against Everton, there's definitely a feeling that something is building at Manchester United. The performances on this US tour have been the best we've seen from the team in quite a while. The new signings look promising, the tactics seem to be working, and the players appear to be buying into Amorim's methods. Bryan Mbeumo's debut will be the headline story tonight, but it's really about the bigger picture. Can United maintain the momentum they've built up over the past week? Can they make it 3 wins from 3 and end the tour on a high? If they can beat Everton tonight, it would cap off what's been an excellent trip to America. More importantly, it would send the team back to England full of confidence for the new season. Of course, we shouldn't get too carried away. These are still just friendly matches, and the real tests are yet to come. But for the first time in a while, United fans have genuine reasons to feel optimistic about their team. Tonight's game kicks off at 10 p.m. British Summer Time, and it should be worth staying up for. Bryan Mbeumo's debut, United's chance to win the tour, and another opportunity to see this team in action. What more could you want? We'll be covering all the action here at Unite United News, bringing you the latest updates, analysis, and reaction. Because when it comes to Manchester United news, we're your most trusted source. Whether it's team news, transfer updates, or match analysis, we're here to keep you informed about everything happening at Old Trafford. Tonight's game against Everton is just the latest chapter in what promises to be a fascinating season for Manchester United.